Hello and welcome to this virtual open day here at Les Roches Global Hospitality Education. My name is Andrea Chakravarti. I'm the Dean of Students and member of the Executive Management team here at Les Roches. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome all of our prospective students, parents, guests here on this call today. And it's really a pleasure to be spending this time with you. Prepared for today, we have first a welcome from our Managing Director, Dr. Christine Demmenmeyer. After that, we'll be hearing from our Dean of Graduate Studies to learn more about the academic curriculum. And then we'll hear about the career opportunities and professional development activities from our Career Services Department. And finally, we want to find out more about campus life and student life here at Les Roches. We're also very pleased to welcome two of our student ambassadors here on this call today. And we encourage all of the audience members to post your questions in our chat box, and we'll be very happy to address them at the end of our session in our question and answer round. The session will be recorded and the recording will be made available to you thereafter. So without further ado, would like to introduce you to Dr. Christine Demmenmeyer, our Managing Director. Dr. Demmenmeyer, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Andrea. It's a pleasure for me to welcome you to Les Roches. As you know, Les Roches, it's a school, hospitality school, but it's much more than that. I would like to, first of all, to talk about our mission. Our mission is something very important for us, of course, but there is few words most important in this mission. The first one is visionary leaders. The second one, entrepreneurs. And then sustainable world. It's also something very important. On the right, you can see the marvelous view from our location, Crans-Montana. But I would like to talk a little bit about the history of our school, because if you want to understand the DNA of Les Roches, we have also to understand the history of Les Roches. The school was created in 1954, and it was the first school in English in Switzerland. And it was created by a family, and we have still this family spirit in Les Roches. Then we opened a second campus in Marbella in 1995. It was also something new and innovation. And then we opened in Shanghai in 2004. This history shows you that the Les Roches are really around, focused on innovation. We are number 3 in the world regarding hospitality and leisure management. And most important, we are ranked number 2 by the employers. Some numbers. We have globally in Les Roches 2,700 students. And in Crans-Montana, we have more than 1,200, 915 on the campus, and 284 an internship. Very important also, we have more than 100 nationalities in our student community. Innovation Hub at Les Roches, Crans-Montana, and Marbella. It's something unique. Clearly, we want to bring innovation, technology, sustainability, entrepreneurship in the heart of the school. And it's for that we created this Innovation Hub. It will help the student to have a great experience regarding technologies, innovation, startup, creation, just to have really an immersive experience with the future of the hospitality industry. If you join Les Roches, and I hope you will do so, when we will be graduate, you will join our alumni network. We have more than 13,000 alumni all over the world. And this network, I can tell you, it's very important for the future, and it's a big strength from Les Roches. But Les Roches, clearly, is not just a school. It's clearly a way of life. And I hope you will feel that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Demmenmeyer, for these introductory words. And here at Les Roches, we truly believe in the concept of transformative education. But to understand that, we first and foremost have to understand the academic journey that our students are undergoing through. And so we'd invite Dr. Dimitrios Diamantis, our Dean of Graduate Studies, to join us here to share with our audience the different programs that we have and to take us through this journey to success.
Thank you, Ms. Chakravarti. Thank you, Dr. De Meyer. I am Dimitrios Diamantis, the Dean of Graduate Studies at Les Roches, and it's with a great pleasure I can share with you our graduate programs and to really explain a little bit the rationale behind them, the visions that we have with the programs, as well as actually the final outcome, that actually what we're expecting our students to do. Without any further ado, I will introduce you my team that is between us. We have almost the three of us, we have almost 95 years of experience. So it's a great pleasure that I'm working very closely with Mr. Frank Gunning, that is our postgraduate diploma program manager, and Mr. Scott Dahl, that is our program director for the newly created and exciting program on the hospitality strategy and digital transformation. So we have three programs at the graduate level: the MBA in Global Hospitality Management. We have started the MBA at Les Roches in the year 2002. The Master in Hospitality Strategy and Digital Transformation. This is our new created master program, and we are super excited about it. And the Postgraduate Diploma in International Hospitality Management with a lot of history, very similar to the MBA. It's a great pleasure that every kind of 3 years we are, as a team of people here at the graduate level, we try to adapt our programs to the needs of the population, that is the student population, and most importantly for the employment that they will seek to obtain. As a result of that, we started in October 2020 our revamped MBA program that I will explain to you in a later slide. We also open up our new program of the Master of Hospitality Strategy in October, and ultimately the PGD. So what are we aiming to do? Following the opening of our managing director, Dr. Meyer, about the visionary leaders, the spirit of entrepreneurship, and really educating students for the sustainable world, we're taking those three main visions of the school and we'll try to build our curriculum to achieve those, and most importantly to educate our students that they are change agents, that they can be able really to catalyze change. That, in other words, it means that they will be able to become dynamic, they can be able to become educated, and ultimately successful to the employment that they seek to obtain. So how it comes, how it starts, our graduate programs, together with the rest of the school, we are part of the NICE accreditation. It's a very prestigious body in North America. Is the New England Commission of Higher Education, super prestigious, and we are very, very privileged to be part of this prestigious accreditation. This is the quality seal in terms of our academic programs. In achieving our accreditation requirements, we employ extremely qualified faculty in two senses. One is the industry experience that they need to possess, and as well as actually their academic qualifications. Our graduate programs are embedded with applied research projects via the Innovation Hub, as well as actually with employment that we seek really to obtain for our students. And there, as you expect at the graduate level of studies, we also have extremely research-based academic curriculum, that it means that it's not only just pure academic theory, but applicability. So it's the essence of applying it to practice, applying to the real world, and try to find workable solutions for the problems that the students they seek to obtain. So let's start with the MBA program. So the MBA program has 39 USA credits. That it means that our courses, they are validated by the NICE accreditation in order for us to be able really to showcase them in the campus. So for the students that they don't have a hospitality background, we're asking them to come 2 weeks earlier in order for them to do the hospitality immersion program that I will explain towards the end part of my presentation. Once they done the hospitality immersion program, the curriculum then is divided into 2 academic semesters. The first semester, and then it follows really with the second semester, with the highlight being the 2 specializations that the students they have to select at the end of their first semester of the MBA. That I will explain in detail in the following slide. So if we look in the following slide on the first semester of the MBA, you can see, as you can expect, a list of different kinds of courses. But those courses, they have 3 main aims. We have courses that they build into the leadership, to the visionary leaders, into the concept really of leadership in the hospitality. And we have dedicated courses that they are attributed for this objective. One is the course of the personal development and the leadership skills. The second is the course on human resourcing and talent management. And the third is the course of managing complex organizations and change management. So those 3 courses, they are dedicated to the notion of leadership and leadership development for the organization, as well as actually for the individual. We also have a list of courses that we call them traditional and classic. Also include the financial analysis, the revenue management, the marketing in the digital era that we are living, as well as consumer behavior and economics. So this is actually the second, if you like, aim, that they are courses that they reflect really the business world that we are living. And the third and the most important element of the curriculum of the first semester of the MBA is the study trip, that the study trip aims to showcase case studies to the students, to the destination that we are going to travel. And as a result of that, we try really to build the questions that we raise in the classroom and visit the destination, either Shanghai or Chicago or Switzerland, in order for us to communicate the notion of hospitality to the students, the diversity of hospitality in terms of its branding as well as in terms of its personnel, and the soft skills that we want our students, our MBA students, really to obtain. So these are the 3 kinds of areas that the first semester of the MBA is specializing on. Now, at the end of the first semester of the MBA, we're asking our students to choose a specialization. And the specializations of the MBA are divided in advanced revenue and asset management, as well as the specialization on entrepreneurship. So at the start now of the second semester, the students, all the students, they're going to do the 4 core subjects that they are dedicated in improving their understanding on the business, as well as actually on strategic management. So we have dedicated subjects in business strategy, corporate finance, data analytics, super important in these days, as well as sustainability. And remember, sustainability links to the sustainable world that we are referring to the earlier part of this open day. And then they will follow the specializations, and the specializations are dedicated to revenue and asset management in terms of the hotel valuations and asset is the notion of exploring real estate, but we try really to translate real estate in terms of its applicability in hotel valuation and asset management. And the most important element of the specialization is a dedicated applied research project via the Innovation Hub that is given by a company to us to identify a problem and try to find workable solutions for the company that we are doing the applied research project for. So advanced revenue management, the outcome is to improve the skills of the students on revenue and asset and valuation. And the second specialization is super exciting because, I beg your pardon, we're inviting entrepreneurs and we're asking people really to dream about entrepreneurship, to be motivated about entrepreneurship, and really to showcase with us their business ideas that they want really to create once they graduate for the MBA. So we have dedicated subjects that they aim to really enhance the spirit of our students in terms of entrepreneurship. So design thinking, entrepreneurship and business development, and the most important, that is the financial fundraising, as well as the communication techniques that they need really to have. And the same as the previous specialization, we have a dedicated applied research project that is all about really enhancing the entrepreneurship spirit and the ideas with an outcome for them to really develop a workable business idea that they can take it to the real world and they can become super successful out of it. So those are actually the characteristics of our MBA program in super short time. And then we'll like also to showcase you the study trip that we have done from the year 2015 as a part of our MBA program in the city of Chicago.
The number one is to improve the soft skills of the students. The number two is to showcase them the different facets of the hospitality industry. The number three, to inspire them. And the number four, to make them, if you like, more of a reflective practitioners.
I'm really learning how to apply like the different things that we're learning, which I think is one of the main reasons, obviously, for this Chicago trip. Really taking the things that we learn in the classroom and how they work in real life, and maybe things don't work out exactly like they're supposed to, but how to adapt to different situations and really how to be flexible.
Thank you for watching the video, and we're going to move now to our second program, that is the Master in Hospitality Strategy and Digital Transformation. At Les Roches, as a community, we always like to observe the trends, and as a result of that, we try to build curriculum that is relevant and current to the needs of the industry. And one of the major trends that exist in the industry at the moment, or a big talking point, is how the industry can be transformed in a more digital fashion. And as a result of that, through our working groups and also our niche accreditation, we are very pleased that we have managed to develop this new master's program that is started just last month in October 2020. So the program is divided into three main blocks of study, and the aim of this particular kind of program is to enhance two things. One is to improve the digital transformation skills of our students. We're targeting students that they already are the digital generation. So that's why we're using the word improve, because they're already very digital equipped in terms of managing really the needs of the digitalization. And as a result of that, we're starting really the program by looking into semester one, that we try really to improve the tactics about understanding really the digital transformation aspects. And then we're going to move to the second semester, that is more about the strategies. And then number three semester is also the applied research project or the internship. That I will spend a little bit of time to explain to you the outlines of our program and the rationale behind it. So the first semester of the Master of Hospitality Transformation is the program that runs through really 2 academic semesters. It's divided into 3 different modules, and the aim of the module is really to achieve the outcome, that is to improve the understanding of the students. And module number 1, in terms of tactics of digital technologies and innovations that they exist in our days. And then is moved really to take these tactics to transform them now into business strategies with an outcome to the leadership skills, to the set of improving the leadership skills of our students. So leadership, entrepreneurship, and sustainable and sustainability and sustainable attitudes are actually the strategies that we want our master students really to achieve. Now, looking at it in a little bit more detail, we can see that the module 1, it tries really to address the issues of trends. So the program is current and relevant to the semester that is happening, observing the new technologies that exist, improving and communicating to the students the importance of database management and artificial intelligence, as well as how exactly you reflect and you make sense of the data that you are getting in terms of business analytics. Now, all these particular kind of tactics are embedded now in a boot camp that is dedicated of addressing these particular issues. And we also have a tenant that is running through and is highlighted in the color of red, that this particular kind of subject runs throughout their module. So you have a subject that is dedicated in finance and value creation, and this subject really runs throughout the modular experience of the tactics of hospitality strategies and digital transformation. So once the first semester is done and the students, they understand the tactics of the digital transformation and strategies, then it's moving really to the next stage, that is, how exactly can I apply those tactics to the world that I'm living, to the business that I'm going to work. And then it's all about the creative piece. So you try to design and you think of new products and services. You try to make sense really of the digital marketing in the data that you already know how to analyze. You also try to apply those particular kind of skills into the sustainability. So the importance of corporate social responsibility, that's the abbreviation of CSR, and ultimately how those decisions can also affect your triple bottom line, that is your economic, social, and environmental dimensions of your sustainability, as well as ultimately to the business model that you will try to create and you try to implement as a leader in the business that you are going to join to work. So understanding the strategic management and the strategic creation is also the major highlight of the second module. And as a result of that, we also have the tenant subject that is running through, that is on the demand and revenue management. Now, in the second module, very similar with the MBA, we try to take the notions that we're covering in the classroom and apply them in the real world experience. So our students, they go for the study trip in Paris, and Paris is one of the most innovative cities in terms of digital transformation, as well as of what we call a very traditional and classic city in hospitality with a lot of heritage, as well as with a lot of innovation. So they can be able really to visit this particular kind of city, and they can be able to go to the areas of digital transformation, to dedicated business that they're specializing on this front, as well as really to classic hotels. And as a result of that, they will try to understand how they strategize and how also can they transform a business that they are planning really to do. So that's our second semester, or second module rather. And once this is really achieved, then we go one step higher and we're asking now our students how they can take the tactics plus the strategies in order for them to improve their leadership skills. So as a result of that, you improving your leadership skills to the organization that you're going to join by working in real life projects via the Innovation Hub. So that's the applied research project, understanding and appreciating the importance of customer experience, and the key word here, personalization. Dig a little bit deeper to the sustainability and try to also improve the strategies and the leadership that you need to provide to the business in terms of sustainable development, and ultimately improve or try to identify new talents and new skills and new attributes and reflect really in the known notion of multiculturalism, emotional intelligence, as well as actually team building. So this is really the major kind of highlight, the module number 3. And we also have a tenet subject that is running through, that is the notion on how everything now comes together to the subject that is called digital transformation. So those are the 3 kind of modules, and once those are achieved, then the students, they can choose either to go to an internship or to work in a further business development project. So it's 1 year plus the internship or a real life project that they will decide to do as a result of their master program. So that's in short our newly created hospitality strategy and digital transformation that we are super excited about, and it goes extremely well this semester with a cohort that we are having currently in our hands. So this is the second program. And the third program, the postgraduate diploma in international hospitality management. Now, this qualification also works in a transformation. It aims to attract career changes and students that they also want to join the world of hospitality, but they are hesitant at times to do so directly, as well as actually for those students that they do have some experience in the hospitality, but they are missing some elements in terms of the managerial as well as on their strategic thinking. As a result of that, the program is divided in one semester, academic semester on campus, as well as the internship. And it also has a bridge for those students that they wish to go to come to the second semester of the MBA that I will explain in a little bit more detail in a few minutes' time. So the similar with MBA as well as the Master of Hospitality Leadership, in case the students they don't have the background of hospitality, we ask them to come to the 2-week immersion program that I will explain in a little bit more detail in a few seconds. So looking at the PGD, you can see that the students now that they come to do the postgraduate diploma, they have one dedicated semester, a study trip, as well as the internship component. We treat the internship as a study learning experience that I will explain also. So very similar with the MBA first semester, we try to address 3 things. One is to improve the leadership skills of our students with dedicated subjects that they reflect really the leadership notion. Hospitality leadership and organization behavior also and change management, as well as actually talent management. So those 3 subjects, they aim really to achieve the outcome, improving the leadership skills of our students. We also have the classic related subjects to the hospitality that they include financial and performance management, revenue management, marketing, as well as actually innovation. So those are actually the classic subjects that they add value to the world of business. And the third most important aim is the study trip. So again, a very similar approach as the MBA first semester. We want our PGD students to learn by a visual experience and to hear from the industry leaders about the importance of hospitality as well as really their experiences. So we take them for the study trip in Dubai that will also showcase you in a few seconds time. And we try really to go to Dubai and explore the destination, see the diversity of different brands in terms of customer experience and the notions of service, as well as improving really their hospitality understanding and ultimately their career goals that they need to have. So once actually now this semester is completed, we're asking the students to go for a 6-month intensive period that includes them working, of course, but ultimately we want them to become reflective practitioners and try to understand the environment that they are dedicating their time to work. So we're asking them really to follow some of the subjects of the PGD program during the internship time, and then they will write a reflection piece that they will submit to us, and we are allocating a personal tutor to guide the students via the internship period in order for them to complete really their reflection. As well as actually we have the necessary employer validation so they can be able really to graduate with a PGD program. So once this is completed, the students, they have the option to continue in case they, in case they qualify to do so directly to the MBA second semester. So once actually the PGD is completed, they have the option to come to the second semester of the MBA, and we have a lot of students really that they choose to come to this particular direction. So without any further ado, we can share a little bit about our hospitality immersion program. So the hospitality immersion program is designed 2 weeks prior to the start of the academic semester. Is targeting students that they have limited experience of hospitality and they would like in a very kind of reflective fashion to improve really their understanding and appreciation of hospitality practice. Hospitality is all about operations and try really to understand the consumer and try to provide a service really to the clients. As a result of that, we have 2-week dedicated courses that they reflect the areas of food and beverage that includes really theory as well as actually practice. So they are working in kitchen outlets, they're working in restaurant outlets, as well as actually they're learning all the techniques from customer service, health and hygiene, including really the different dimensions of food, menu, understanding, as well as actually the oenology and the wine and the different spirits that they need really to become very familiar. So the area of food and beverage. The second also important area is the area of room division. So we give them a theoretical understanding of this as well as the learning by doing to the locations and to the outlets that we have here at the school in order to practice their room division skills. And at last but not least, we also try to reflect the hospitality immersion program to the semester of study. So in 2021, we're starting the program by giving them the mindset of the hospitality in 2021, and around that we're building really the hospitality program in order for them to improve their practical skills of our students. They carry 0 academic credit, and on average we have absolutely 2 full packed weeks of hospitality practice. So that's why we call it immersion. So we're immersing the students to the world of hospitality, and the highlight is really for them to practice their skills, to improve their skills in order to showcase those particular skills to the employers that they need to be attracted to. So the study trip into Dubai is one of the major highlights of our PGT program, and with a pleasure we can see a little video that reminds us a little bit about the study trip.
The idea of the trip is really to validate the classroom environment learning into something tangible, to engage a student with industry leaders, to engage the students in understanding better what it takes to become the future general managers.
From this trip, I expect to visit a lot of hotels and restaurants, making connections, getting to know people, getting to know the GMs, talk to them about what's happening in the back of house, what's happening in the front of house, how they run the daily operations.
To have this chance of seeing the place where they might work, where they want to develop, and then see it and be able to choose whether they want it or they don't want it, and it's amazing to have this opportunity with them.
Each general manager we have met, and at every property we have been fortunate to meet one, have given the same message, they share the same thing: be passionate about the industry, believe in your abilities, and work hard to get to where you wish to be.
This kind of trips is really helping the students because they see the actual hotels in real life, how it looks like, and they meet the general manager. We are currently on board, getting their experience, getting their feedback, getting their advice. So definitely it will help them to improve and move forward with their career.
The opportunities, meeting the general managers, the heads of each department, and asking them the sort of questions that a normal person can't ask. You're in a room with the people that you've studied with for a whole year, multiple years, and they treat you as professionals. You're not just students. You are people that are entering the industry, and they treat you that way.
By working closely with industry and industry leaders, we can certainly sort of portray and show off the quality of our students.
I hope to welcome you again for the next visit.
Yeah, and it's actually quite, I'm quite emotional every time I see the study trips, because ultimately we take our students to locations that we try to, again, give them a good understanding of the hospitality industry in a real life setting, spending quality time with their executive teams in all the programs in the MBA, in the Master of Hospitality Strategy Digital Transformation, as well as the PGDIP. Our aim is to make our students to become successful in the industry. And one of the key characteristics really of doing that is to take them to their locations so they can improve their understanding about the dimensions as well as the diversity of hospitality brands. At last but not least, for my presentation today and my time with you is really to also follow up the story that in case the PGDIP students, they want to continue into the second semester of the MBA, there is really this option that they can be able to attend the second semester of the MBA, they can be able to choose the necessary specialization, so they can complete the academic semester, and then they can graduate with an MBA in Global Hospitality Management. So our admission criteria as graduate, we expecting our students to have a bachelor degree. For the MBA in particular, the age is 23. We aiming the MBA for young professionals that can be able to join the industry, as well as for the students with the years of experience that they choose really to come to for the MBA studies. For the PGDIP and the Master of Hospitality Strategy Digital Transformation, the age of entry is 21, but the aims are exactly the same: to make them visionary leaders, to improve their entrepreneurship skills, as well as to make them to appreciate the sustainable world that they're going to join. So that's from me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Diamantis, for this in-depth overview of all of the different programs and avenues for our students. Maybe a little invitation for our audience here at this point to use the chat function if you have not yet done so, to drop us your questions so that we'll be able to address that at the end of the session. Now, to all of you who are on the call today, if you're here with us, that means you probably have already some work experience, or you're just about to finish your bachelor degree and looking for further options. And at this point, we'd like to commend you actually for also wishing to further your education. It's something that we definitely encourage everybody across the world to continue to do. And that means as well being courageous, because potentially you might be pondering on taking a gap year from the position that you currently hold already. And obviously from that perspective, employability is a key factor when we look at the outcomes of our programs. And we've heard a lot from Dr. Diamantis already about leadership and immersing yourself in real world. And we would love to hear at this point also from Stephanie Ruiz, our Head of Career Services, what exactly are these opportunities to immerse yourselves with the industry and gain more experience. Thank you, Stephanie, for joining us.
Thank you very much, and good day, everybody, and welcome once again. So my name is Stephanie. I'm the head of career services, as Ms. Chakravarti just introduced, and I've been here for almost 7 years now, and I'm actually also a graduate of Les Roches from a few years back, obviously, and actually the majority of my team are also graduates from Les Roches from the different programs, which I believe is very helpful for us to understand what the students go through and what are the challenges, so that we can help you in the best way possible. So before we do anything else, I want to show you a little video.
We want those students to be part of our success.
The quality of education and the training in the soft skills in Les Roches is pretty impressive.
I absolutely adore the students. They just stand out amongst the crowd.
Entrepreneurial spirit,
humility,
thinking outside of the box, problem solving. They are our future leaders.
We need unique people to fill in the roles.
We need the best of the best.
So basically, all our programs are tailored for employability. This is where Les Roches is best known for. We stand second in the QS ranking worldwide, and this is something that we're very proud of. So how the career services is going to help you is, first of all, to understand your options. So if you took me when I started at Les Roches, hospitality was hotels, resorts, restaurant, bars. If you went really far, catering, travel, tourism. And that was more or less it. The thing is that the hospitality industry has really increased a lot, and what we consider hospitality now has changed. And we're talking about MICE, we're talking about theme parks, attraction parks, airlines and cruises, retail, fashion, sports, destination management, finance, health and wellness, sustainability, real estate, marketing. It can go really, really far. So it's really the experience economy. And that makes it easy in one way because there are lots of options out there and you will be able to use your transferable skills. And on the other hand, it makes it really complicated because you have so much choice that it can be very overwhelming at times. And this is why I honestly believe that having a career services department can be very helpful. You want a place where you can bounce ideas off with and that you can get feedback and that you can maybe, what we want to do is basically open your options and open your minds towards other things that you might not have thought of in the first place. So in the previous slide, you could see some of the companies that we work with. This is obviously just a handful. There are many, many more companies out there. We just hosted our career day, which is one of the ways that we will support you by hosting these events so that you can connect with people in the industry directly and have access to companies that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise by just applying through websites, which is not as successful. So we had 189 recruiters from different companies interacting with our students. There were over 5,300 interactions on that day. And it was a very successful way, in a way that you really have the chance to hear things from the companies themselves and not just from the career services department or your faculty or your program manager. So this is one of the ways, as I was saying, that we will support you, but there is much more. So one of the things that I would like to clarify, first of all, is that we are a career services department and not a placement office. So it's not my role to tell you where to go, what to do, which position to take, and which company to work for. It's your career, it's your life, and it's your decision. But you need to know your options and you need to know how to go through the struggles, because finding a job, if you've ever worked before and you've been looking for a job, is not always easy. It tends to be quite challenging. So we want you to go through those challenges, but have somebody to help you when you face any issues or when you have something really exciting to share. And this is really what we're there for. The way we're going to support you, and it doesn't matter in which program you are, is that first of all, we will do some in-class and online sessions where we're obviously going to put together a fantastic CV or resume for your applications, really tailored to the position and companies you want. This is very, very important. After we've done that, obviously you need to have your digital footprint being very professional. So we work with LinkedIn, and we will show you how to maximize your LinkedIn usage as another tool that you can use. You have the one-on-one counseling. You have also mentoring program through the alumni through the alumni network. You even get a WhatsApp number from us, so if in case you have small questions in the evening and the weekends, that you can have that continuous support, which is very important, especially when you're in such a short program that lots of things come up, and the programs tend to be quite intense. So the schedules might not always match with the opening times, and it's important that we're always there available for you. We do lots of interview training. So one of the things that we've realized that the students across programs struggle with is doing a good interview. And doing a good interview means answering the right answers to the questions and trying to figure out what the companies really want to know from you, but also asking the right questions so that afterwards you can make the choice that is really best for your career. And one student is not another. So what might be best for you is not best for your roommate or for your best friend. So it's important that we tailor it to you. So that's something that we're going to do through the trainings that we offer in class, online, one-on-one sessions with us, or with an outside consultant that does Skype interview trainings, because majority of you will not travel to the destination where you want to work to do those interviews. You're going to do your interviews on Skype. So that's quite important. Lots of companies have now also digital interview techniques where you're actually doing an interview with a robot. We have a platform that mimics this in case you need more training for that. So this is really the first part of the semester is focus on the searching for a job, let's say, and how to be successful at it. Towards the end, we will be looking more at how to be successful in your internship or in your workplace. Next to the open days, before I forget, we also have other tools. For example, we have an online platform where companies are posting their jobs, and when you apply, your CV goes directly to the company. We're there to basically manage the system. We have a few other tools that we will use to support you in your job search, so that you can really maximize this and hopefully have the problem at the end of, Stephanie, I have too many offers and I don't know which one to choose. And that's also something we do. We try to sit down with you and analyze what's best for you. If there are any questions about this, I will take them at the end. I hope there are, but feel free to post them on the chat.
Great, thank you very much, Stephanie, for this overview. And we can see, again, the support from the teams directly is so valuable to really maximize these career opportunities along the journey. Thank you very much, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Now, of course, we keep saying Les Roches is not a school, it's a way of life. And what we mean by that, we want to understand a little bit better. What is it about student life and campus life as a graduate student? And we'd like to hear from Alexander Small, our Student Affairs and Communication Officer, to share with us a little bit what makes the student life so special here at Les Roches.
Thank you, Andrea. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex. I am a Student Affairs Officer and Communications Coordinator for the campus here in Bruges. I also happen to be an alumnus of the school, so I have experienced student life on both sides of the spectrum. But it does beg the question, what is student life and what does it mean to all of us? And it means very, very different things. But the main gist of it and what we've asked the students, what's important to them is networking. Networking is the one item that every student mentioned in one form or another when we asked them what's important to your student life. And this is getting to know students that are outside of your regular social sphere, getting to know these people and to exchange with them is really important as well for your personal development, because we'll have people from many different backgrounds, many different areas with many different expectations and viewpoints. And this is really interesting to be able to develop these softer skills through the Les Roches way of life. And then, of course, being active throughout your time here. So an active lifestyle is very important to keeping you busy and entertained outside of the classroom. So I'll show you a quick video of what we mean about student life. So as you can see, plenty of things going on there. I do feel compelled to mention that this was filmed before 2020, right? So, of course, 2020 and all of the related issues this year have changed a little bit our approach to student life, but it is still very active, albeit through different means, and it's challenged us to rethink certain things. We've actually found some really interesting tools that we'll continue to use even once social distancing is no longer a factor in our social lives. But we really do tackle this through 3 main areas as well. So these student life activities. We have our sports and leisure program, which is part of the student affairs team. We have a student sports and leisure coordinator, Tom Van der Mee, who organizes weekend activities. So every weekend we've got different outings, be they social or sporting. We've got team sports that happen. We've got weekly sports as well. We are still maintaining a certain level of this throughout this current time, but on a regular basis, we will get back to normal sooner, hopefully, rather than later. We'll be traveling all around Switzerland, viewing different areas, experiencing the different things that Switzerland has to offer. Our sports teams will meet on a regular basis with teams from other campuses as well, where we can, again, expand that social network that we have. We'll also be doing regular weekly sports. We still currently are, albeit at a distance, but all of this will go up a gear once everything becomes available again. Then we've got our clubs and societies who still are meeting on a regular basis. These are interest-based groups, so we've got many of them, too many to mention in a go, but we do have a wide variety of interests that our students come in with, and we like to foster these interests and to really support you in exploring them and in expanding on them. So we've got everything that ranges from our green club to our art society, all the way through to a wine club. So really lots of different interests that are covered. The meetings, as I say, are going on digitally at the moment, but will in a normal time be in a physical setting. And then finally, we've got our student-led events. And these are events that are ran by students, aimed at the student body. So they will set the event from start to end. And it's really a great learning experience for them as well. To set up an event, we've got the World of Wine Expo, which explores the different wines. We're a wine-producing region. So this is an exposition of different wines and things like this. So it's the students really get a feel of what creating an entire event is. And this is outside of the classroom, so it's all optional, but it's really a nice way to, again, tackle all those 3 points of being active, expanding your network, and keep expanding your knowledge even outside of the classroom. So as you can see, there's always something going on, and everything here is put at your disposal, and it's for you to use as you wish. So you can join as many clubs and societies as you like, as much as you feel your curriculum allows you to do. So you will have plenty of time outside of the classroom to be able to take part in some of these activities. And this is really what makes the difference between having an average semester and a fulfilling semester in school. So we'd like to take a few minutes as well to show you around the campus, albeit from a distance. So this, what you see on your screens now, this is our main campus building there at the center of the image. Inside our setting here in Crans-Montana, so with a fantastic view of the southern Swiss Alps there, as you can see. And our campus expands across the village, and we have several buildings for lodging, which range in different sizes, build years and things. They're not all quite identical, but all of our rooms are appointed in very much the same way. So you'll see our rooms are all come with the same regular setup. There will be some rooms that have slight advantages and others that have different things to them. The majority of our on-campus accommodation is shared accommodation. We do have single rooms as well. And of course, as graduate students, you will have the option to book your room off campus. All of this information you can get so through our websites. You can see the different buildings and see how they're all laid out. We also have various outlets for you to choose from to eat your meals during the day. So our primary restaurant is the Marketplace, which is at the top right there, which serves 3 meals a day and your meals on the weekends also. We've got our fine dining restaurant, which is the larger image on the left there, which is more of a sit down and enjoy a 3-course meal experience. And then we've got our fresh and fast and B3 outlets, which are more eat as you go. Pret à manger, sushi, you have burgers, sandwiches, this type of thing. So to keep you fed during your busier days. So of course we work hard. We've got our more traditional classroom environments that you'll be more familiar with, so such as the lecture theatres, which you can see imaged on the right there. And then we've got less traditional spaces, which are more mimicking hospitality environments to allow us role play classes and things like this. Then we'll also have plenty of study spaces for you. You'll be doing a lot of group work, working together. So we've got dedicated spaces for this. In the center on the right there, you'll see our lobby. This is a corner of our lobby, which is set up again for students to meet and group work. We have a library also, which is full of lots of academic research materials. We also have loads of online digital material as well. That you can make use of, and of course there on the left hand side are computer labs, so depending on the classes you might also find yourselves in there. And then of course to play hard we've got all of our on-campus facilities. So we have our sports pitches, which we mentioned before. We have our sports teams meet on a regular basis. We play rugby, football, basketball, volleyball, cricket, to name just a few. We are always open to doing more sports and activities too. We also have a swimming pool facility, which I should mention is currently under renovation, and our gym facilities as well, which are always at disposal of students. So plenty to do on the play side on campus as well. Thank you for listening to me, and again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them at the end.
Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you for sharing about student life. It makes us dream of maybe being students again, if we could. And of course, who better to ask than our actual students who are on the call about what student life is all about. So we're really, really pleased to introduce you to our 2 student ambassadors who are here with us today. One being Albert from the Master in Hospitality Strategy in Digital Transformation, and Ashrit, who's joining us as well, who is a former PG student and has moved to the MBA program right now. If you'd like to join us by lighting your camera. Wonderful, thank you. Thank you, Albert, thank you, Ashrit. And maybe before we take some of the questions from our audience, I'd love to hear from each one of you, maybe starting with Ashrit. Tell us about your journey before Les Roches. What brought you to Les Roches, and where does this passion to hospitality come from?
Thank you, Mr. Chakravarti. So for me, I've always wanted to get into hospitality right from my childhood. I remember going into a hotel with my father and then feeling something about the place, and that's when I really wanted to get into it. But coming from a conservative society, if I can call it, they weren't very keen, my parents weren't very keen on me taking a career like hospitality in my bachelor's. So I went for a more traditional course in finance in my bachelor's. And then that's when I shifted to hospitality in my master's, coming for the PGD. And I found Les Roches to be the perfect place because, first of all, the location in the beautiful Alps. And they had the PGD course was perfect because it allowed people from other career backgrounds to come into hospitality with the induction that was there. And thirdly, of course, the cultural aspect of Les Roches, where you meet so many people from so many different places. I think that's one of my favorite things about Les Roches as well.
Thank you very much, Ashrit. And Albert, could we ask you a similar question? Now, Albert, you're one of our students who joined our new program, this master's program, and you have been with us for actually only a shorter period of time, about 1 or 2 months. Yes. What brought you here, and how has this time been so far for you?
Yeah, so like it says, I'm from Taiwan, but I actually been in the US for 10+ years or so. Before I joined Les Roches, I actually worked in the hospitality industry for roughly 2 years. But what really gravitated me toward Les Roches rather than other programs offered by other schools is that It's the exact program that's happening right now. The hospitality strategy and digital transformation. That one really caught my eyes because, as everybody could see, this is the trend that's happening. The pandemic, I would say, only makes the transition faster. So I really want to hop on and get as much as I can from this program.
Wonderful, thank you so much. And in a way, we have a lot of questions that came around the same idea of, you know, can I join the program if I'm not coming maybe necessarily from the traditional hospitality background? And maybe to both of you, can you tell us a little bit about the diversity of your group and your classes that you're currently with? You know, where are people, you know, maybe nationality-wise and the backgrounds? Share with us a little bit who you're actually studying and working with.
Yeah, would you like to go first?
Please.
Sure. So, in my PGD class, we had about 32 people coming from 21 different countries. So that was quite a bit of diversity there. And in the MBA class that I'm in currently, we have about 45 people from about 22, 23 countries. So the diversity that you have here is amazing. Like I said, it's one of my favorite parts about Les Roches as well. You learn about so many different cultures, and and the best part is you have people all over the world once you graduate. So wherever you go, you just pick up the phone and you have somebody over there whom you know, and your stay is taken care of, and then your entire trip is taken care of as well.
But yeah, I think it's really similar in my case also. I would say the only difference is since this is a relatively new program, our student body goes up to around, I think, 15 students. But also because it is a digital based master's degree, there's actually students that are coming from, I would say, the OTAs, not relatively the traditional or even banking as well. I was told that they joined the HIP program prior to starting the master's degree, but that really added another layer to our study, in which during our group projects, especially when we're working on the back end side, they really have. There's a lot of additional value added.
Wonderful, thank you both. And it's we're glad to hear you're living exactly the experience that we want to create for all of the students and for all of the programs, the cultural rich diversity, but then also the different backgrounds of you know, industry experience, and then obviously applying that by learning together. I would like at this point also to ask Dr. Diamantis to join us for this question to really help our audience understand, because this seems to be one of the biggest questions. What are the entry criteria when students maybe don't have the classic hospitality background?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I was listening our student ambassador, their reflection, absolutely accurate. The diversity is the key word. So diversity in the hospitality adds value to the product and service that the hospitality actually tries to achieve. So it's a global business, and as a result of that, you need to have global mindsets. And the global mindsets, they are coming because of nationality, as well as because of previous educational backgrounds. So hospitality as a sector that includes hotels as well as other classic providers, and new also, is also a welcoming business. So we welcome students with diverse hospitality backgrounds, either from the legal perspective, either from the banking sector, even a scientist over the years, a historian, a designer, an architect, anyone that feels that the hospitality is an environment that they need to start their career. We as a school, and the industry most importantly, welcomes diversity. The diversity is on people as well as actually on educational background. So there is not any problem over there. We have the hospitality immersion program to really introduce them to the notion of hospitality. That's A. And B, throughout the curriculum, we always try to, if you like, to have touch points that we try to connect with their previous disciplines of what exactly they have done. So in terms of the entry criteria itself, we are looking they are I mean, on the Les Roches webpage, you have the full description. For headlining news today, the answer is really on one-to-one. So we do interviews to our students at the graduate level. So we encourage you to get in touch with us, to myself, to the school, so we can be able really to understand who you are and how exactly can we personalize your experience.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for this clarification. Also, that should give reassurance to the diverse audience that we have here today. And then we'd love to take one of the questions that we would like to address to Stephanie Ruiz concerning the career options. Now, the question is about the possibility for our students to stay back possibly in Switzerland after completing, for example, a postgraduate diploma. Can they work in Switzerland? And then also the question around how do students attend the career day, maybe if they're at the end of their studies?
Okay, so I'll take it in parts. The first part about Switzerland, if you're doing the program that contains an academic curriculum and an internship in the academic curriculum, that means that your permit will be valid throughout that curriculum as well. And you have the chance to stay in Switzerland, and no matter which other passport you have, you would also have the chance to do internship in a variety of European countries so that you actually have some options. This is something that the careers department is always working towards, to try to increase the amount of countries that students can go to by creating relationships with consulates and embassies. Obviously, I am not a consulate or an embassy. I don't have the right or the power to give out visas, but we do offer lots of information and lots of support. So that's one of the parts. Okay. Afterwards, after the programs, it really depends on your personal situation. What is your passport? What visas are available to your passport? But we're happy to take that conversation of the main topic, let's say, and take it one-on-one, because it's a very personal thing. Also in line with your career goals, because you can stay in the most beautiful location in the world, whatever you consider that is, that if you don't like your job, it's not worth it. You're here to make career. This is why you're thinking of studying further. And I think that's where we need to put our focus on first. The second question about career day, we host a career day every 6 months. So depending on the length of the program, you get to attend one or several. We try to be as flexible as we can, that if you are a recent graduate and you still would like to attend, last time, for example, a couple weeks back, we allowed quite a few of our alumni to still attend our career day so that you can enjoy that. We like to do this physically on campus. Obviously, right now, having all the companies with restrictions to travel and having students studying remotely, we chose for a digital version of it. It was a very simple platform, very easy to use, where basically the students went in with your CV, your LinkedIn profile. We had prepared all the students for this event. You had in advance which companies were attending. You could sign up in advance and see all their information. And on the day itself, you basically got on a call like this, where you could voice call, chat, or video call with the company representatives of the companies of your choice. So you basically put yourself in a queue, and at a certain point, the system would put you in a chat with this company representative. And you could afterwards download all the information of the companies you'd spoken to, your feedback about those conversations, because you might have had a really good conversation, but you think, still not for me, or I was actually surprised, this was not something I expected. I really want to work for this company in the future. I have to follow up. And basically it ran quite smoothly. We also had quite a few live events in sort of panels on different topics, for example, on transferable skills. So any of you thinking of changing industry, you're not from the hospitality industry, you want to come into hospitality, how can you best use your transferable skills, and how can you showcase them to the employers? So a few topics that we think are very relevant to those students studying with us.
Of course. And of course, mentioning as well that we heard about our 13,000 alumni network, and to mention as well that the journey of career support and networking does not end with your time on campus, but even more so, it's a continuation, and we truly believe in a lifelong bond, and therefore you will have access as well to the alumni platform with job offers and all of the networking opportunities and events that are occurring there all across the globe.
And if I may say so, as an alumni from Les Roches, anybody who has sat in those classes, who've dealt with the same teachers, program managers, etc., you're creating a relationship with these people. And it's what Astrid was mentioning before. It becomes a very easy network, and it becomes a worldwide network. It can be for traveling purposes, but it can be for job purposes, professional purposes.
Wonderful, thank you. We have a question around some of more admissions related questions, including about scholarships. And we do have options for our students that we will be more than happy to counsel you on a very tailored basis, because it depends on your background. We have, hotelier scholarships and other opportunities for financial support. So let us know. We will get in touch with you on a personal basis to guide you along the way. Further questions that I'd like to address again to our student ambassadors, Albert and Astrid, at this point, is around how to choose actually the location, because of course with Les Roches we have also our campus in Shanghai, we have programs there, we have graduate programs in Spain as well. And what made you choose to come to Crans-Montana versus maybe to Spain?
Albert, you can go first this time.
All right, so for me, the answer is quite simple. The Hospitality Strategy and Digital Transformation Masters is only offered at the Crans campus. So unfortunately, I don't have the choice to choose between campuses, but I would say my decision, I don't regret my decision, and I've honestly enjoyed my time.
Thank you, Albert. And how was it for you, Astrid?
For me, I would say that the choice of location, Switzerland itself is a dream location for most people. So sitting in the Alps, and you know that Switzerland is the home of hospitality, as they call it. So for me, the decision wasn't very tough. I knew I wanted to come to Switzerland. But then for people wanting to choose different campuses, each campus has its own charm and its own, something that you can always learn from there. So two of my closest friends that I'm with here, one of them is from the Marbella campus and one of them from the Xinjiang campus in China. So the person from the Xinjiang campus is actually French. He wanted to go to China just so he could practice his Mandarin. The person who went to Marbella, she wanted to go there because she liked the beach life more than the mountain life as such. So she wanted to experience one semester there and one semester here. So it's completely up to what the student wants and what they really expect to come out of the experience, because academically, I believe it's the same in all three campuses as far as what I've heard.
Wonderful, thank you both. And I'd like to mention at this point, absolutely, the academic quality and our accreditation is obviously includes all of the campus locations. The difference may be that, as we heard from Albert, the specializations or the specific programs may not be offered on all of the locations. So it's worth also finding out the particular interest that you have in the program, because there might be a unique location around that. And at the same time, Marbella and Spain, as well as Shanghai, are wonderful locations. So if you're starting your journey over there and wish to join us, maybe for your second semester, as many of our students do, this is absolutely possible. And for Albert and Astrid, we're obviously very happy to have you here in Switzerland, and that you enjoy it here. Of course, our student ambassadors also will remain available after this call. We have a dedicated email address. So if you want to get in touch with Albert, Astrid, or maybe some of the other ambassadors, we have a whole team behind that of students, you're more than welcome. Drop an email and we'll be happy to connect you student to student, which gives a much different spin on the discussion. Probably we're getting close to the end of our session very shortly here. And yeah, it's at this point really thanking, first of all, our student ambassadors, Albert and Astrid, for having taken out the time. We know you had to potentially leave a few of your courses for a moment and to be with us here for this time. It's really appreciated. Thank you very much, Dr. Damien Meyer, Dr. Diamantis, Stephanie Royce, Alex Small, who were with us here today. And of course, thank you very much to all of the audience for having stayed with us. We see the majority of our audience members are still here with us. We look forward to welcoming you in Switzerland in person. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and best greetings from Switzerland. Thank you and bye-bye.